What's up, guys? I'm Ryan Roberts. Tonight I'm joined by 6'2" Alcoa, Tennessee tight end Eli Owens. Eli, welcome into the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, Eli, you are a four-star tight end, number 320 nationally in the 2025 recruiting class, number 11 in Tennessee. What has this recruiting process been like for you? You know, you go from probably attending camps throughout the summer, now you're getting on campuses for visits.
It's been great. I couldn't be more thankful for everything that's happened over the last couple of years. What I've been fortunate to have, the people I've been able to meet, and the connections I've been able to make.
So you were on Cincinnati's campus this past Saturday for the Oklahoma game. What was that visit like, and what's your opinion on the overall atmosphere of Nippert Stadium?
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. With the I went to the Navy game last year with the old staff, and you could just tell everybody was behind. So when Coach Sack got hired over the offseason, I knew Louisville, where they were before, was one of my favorite places. So it was like a match made in heaven. I knew I wanted to get up for a big game and really see what the new coaching staff was about. Experience the atmosphere again, and just have some fun. So.
What are some of the differences you see within the two coaching staffs?
It's really more of just like a play style type of, I can see myself, being used in more ways than anywhere else at Cincinnati.
So Coach Stepp is the tight end coach at Cincinnati. What's that relationship like with him?
Oh, it's great. I got off the phone with him not too long ago. We have a great relationship. We talk almost every day. It seems like, he's a great guy. He's a great husband, great father, great coach. He's an all around great guy.
So one of the things I constantly hear when I talk to recruits and commits as well is the relationships that this coaching staff takes time to build. Have you got that same vibe from this recruiting staff as well as the coaching staff?
Oh, definitely, definitely. It feels like the recruiting staff's texting me every day. I'm getting like little graphics and stuff about what Cincinnati guys did in the pros this past week. And then just checking in, making sure everything's good. It really gives you an at-home feel.
So you've got offers from Alabama, Cincinnati, Kentucky, Louisville, Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee. The list goes on. What are you looking for in a school at the next level?
Somewhere I know I'll be able to contribute, but also somewhere I know where my versatility will be able to be used properly. Like I know there are some schools on the list that will just have me do one specific thing, and Coach Stepp has made it, made it very, very the words slip in my head, but he's made it known that at Cincinnati I'll do a lot of different things. I'll be out wide, I'll be in the slot, I'll be in the backfield, I'll be true tight. It's just the things he's told me that he'd be able to do, and since I'd be able to do in Cincinnati's offense are really sticking out to me.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I turned on your film and I watch and I see a big physical guy. As you mentioned, you're used in the slot, you're sent out of the backfield as a blocker, but also it's kind of like that H-back role. How do you feel? Oh, and you're also used on the defensive side of the ball and special teams. How do you feel your versatility will help you at the next level with wherever you end up?
I think it just allows me to have more of a feel for the game. I think it helps me with understanding where defenses will be in certain formations or positions, or like learning different tendencies that different players might have because I've been able to experience that playing that position.
Do you have a preference on whether playing the offensive side or defensive side of the ball?
I definitely like offense more. I'm more of a cerebral type of guy. Like I like
Yeah.
thinking. Like I'm not really like I'm okay with it, but I'm not really a reaction type of guy. I like knowing what we're doing. How we're gonna do it. If this guy does this, I do this type of play style.
So let's kind of talk about Cincinnati as a school. You visited some other schools. How does that Cincinnati visit stack up with some of the other places you visited, and who else have you visited to date?
So far, I've been to Virginia Tech, Tennessee, and Cincinnati, and then I'll be heading up to Ohio State, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Hopefully, over the rest of the season, and then it's really really cool, seeing how, Cincinnati's jump to the Big 12 is really, it feels like uplifted the entire city, and then the new staff coming in, it just, it feels like a brand new brand of football up there. And I think it's really cool to see. And I think it's, it'd be a cool thing to be able to jump into that right away, when everything's still young and new and fresh and be able to ride it for 4 years.
I'm glad you mentioned the transition to the Big 12 because I was going to ask you about it. You've got offers, from the SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC. Does Cincinnati now being in the Big 12 kind of give you a different perspective of their program?
I mean, not necessarily, because I've got friends that are on the team right now. There are past players from my school that are on the team right
Mhm.
now, and they've talked to me about it, and they've made it known like they were a Group of Five school that made the playoff. I mean, there are countless numbers of Power Five schools that haven't made the playoffs. So I feel like the jump for them, really just increases their status in a nationally known. I feel like, people used to think, I should say, oh, Cincinnati are just an AAC team. They can't do anything. I feel like the jump to the Big 12, and, especially in the coming years, they'll be able to make a statement. It really just pushes them further into national prowess.
So let's talk a little bit about you, Eli. How would you describe yourself both on and off the field?
Um, man, I don't know. On the field, I really like to leave that to my coaches. I can tell you right now, I'm going to give you everything I got every single play.
Right.
No matter what it is I'm doing, I know that I'm going to do it 100%. And then off the field, I I mean, I like to have fun. I like to hang out with my friends and do all sorts of kind of stuff. But I really value my family. That's probably the most important thing to me. As much time as I can spend with them, I'll take that over hanging out with friends any day of the week. So.
So the big news story with UC fans right now is the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift stuff. What's your thought on that, man? I gotta ask.
Uh,
Well, they
so I
asked
mean,
Desmond Ritter about it today, and that's what brought it to my mind. I figured I'd bring it up and see what you think about it being a tight end and Kelsey being such a big name from Cincinnati.
yeah, I saw the clip on Twitter today with Desmond Ritter, but I don't know. I mean, it's a relationship. A relationship's going to be a relationship. If they end up working out, it's great for them, and if they don't, I mean, I guess Taylor Swift's going to have $1 billion on her next record or something. I don't really know. But I mean, if they work out, it's cool, it's good, and if they don't, I mean, life will go back to normal.
Is there any pro players that you try to model your game after?
Yes, yeah, I really like Alec Ingold, because I know I'm more of the fullback style. I know I'm more of a in the backfield H back type of guy, like you said. But I also feel like I could just be a true tight end. Even though I'm only 6'2", I feel like I could be an Irv Smith type of guy. Irv Smith went to Alabama. He's only 6'1". He's playing tight end for the Bengals right now. So, and he's really not like a fullback H back type of guy. He's a true tight end, and I feel like I could be that.
So you talked a little bit about the visits you have lined up, but what are your plans for the rest of the season heading into winter and summer workouts?
Just give it everything I've got. My high school team, we've been blessed to be pretty good. But we haven't gone 15-0 in 6, 7, 8 years, and I think this is finally our year. We can go 15-0. There's always one team that seems to have our number. I just don't think this is the year. And then heading into next year, I know we lose a lot of players, so that just means I'm gonna have to step it up even more so I can go 30-0 over these last 2 years and only have lost 2 games in high school. So.
Yeah, Alcoa is definitely, when you think about Tennessee football, Alcoa is one of those schools that kind of stands out with the history and prestige. How does that help with your development, with the type of competition and the level of play and coaching you get week to week?
I mean, again, you can go back and ask any of the Alcoa guys that are in college right now, and they'll be able to tell you that our coaching staff, it's really the best of the best, and that they're really going to get you prepared for college and what college football has to offer. And I couldn't be grateful for that. And you've got some of the best talent in the state that wants to come in and play with the best talent in the state. So why why else but not Alcoa? I mean, we're winning state every year. We're going to get after it every day in practice. And then, just where we live and the talent that's in, the Blount County area, not necessarily Knoxville, but specifically Blount County is really what I think the best in the state, because I guarantee you, if you look at the records, there's some Blount County high school that wins state in the sport every year. So.
Right. Absolutely, man. Well, lastly, we'll leave off on this. Just what's your timeline look like as far as, setting a commitment date, or when you'd like to trim your list down and focus on a certain amount of schools?
So I've got one of my friends making me a top list graphic, I guess, right now. It'll be a top 8. It'll come out, I don't know, whenever he sends it to me, I guess. And then if I can, I'd like to be committed by the May-June point of next year of 2024. So.
Okay, so your plan basically then is to get through your junior season, get through those winter and spring workouts, and then set a date for committing. That way you don't have to do the camp circuit again. That sound about right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I want to, all the schools that I'm seriously considering, I want to be able to get back up there for spring practice, see their spring practice. And hopefully by that point, it'll, my decision will be made for me. And if it isn't, I guess I could take a couple OVs to, if I'm really down between two schools. But, if I can, I really would like to be committed between May and June of 2024. So.
All right, Eli. Well, I know it's taco night for you, so I don't want to take up any more of your time, but we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. And I look forward to following you in the rest of your season.
For sure.